So this is where we left in the last video. We set up our dev environment. We created a new React app, kind of a boilerplate, and we opened it in our text editor. So right now, I am going to show you what to do next. So for now, what I'm going to do is I am just going to delete every single thing that's present here because I just love to have my own directory structure and sort of things. And this is anyways just a boilerplate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new file which is called index.js. So if you're familiar with your React.js, you should be aware that index.js is the entry point of all our React application. So the first line of code that's going to run inside our React.js application is basically this index.js file. So let me zoom in a little bit so that you can see clearly. And let me expand it a little bit and let's get started. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm just going to import React and I'm going to import React DOM from React DOM slash client if you're following with the latest version of React. And what I'm going to do is I am going to create a root element by React DOM dot create root, and I'm going to add document.getElementById by id dot root. So if you are not aware, just a very quick thing for the beginners in React. If you're not, you should already know this, but I'll still tell you. So basically, there is a div with ID of root in our React application, and basically what are we trying to do with our React application is we are dynamically trying to add all of our React application within this div. So this is the most parent element you can say, and our whole application will go inside this div. That's it. So this is why we are calling it root. So this is our root, and I'm going to say root dot render, and basically we need to render some component here, but we don't have a component yet. So I'm going to just put a h1 saying hello. That's it. And let's open our terminal. So basically, you can open your command prompt or PowerShell or whatever you like. Um, my Visual Studio in general has an integrated terminal which I like using. So I open that one. You can open your normal command prompt as well. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to run npm start to start my React application. And my React application will get started soon. It will just take maximum of a minute or something. So yeah, my some other application is running on 3000. So I'll start it on some other port. For you, it will not show this error. So my port 3000 is already occupied. So for me, probably it will start on 3001, as I said, yes. So as soon as this runs, you should just see a hello message here. Now, the next thing that I'm going to do is very quickly, I am going to minimize public and I add a folder. I like having this type of a directory structure, components, yes, this is fine. And inside my components, I'm going to have a base component, which I'm going to call app.jsx. And I'm also going to have a new file app.css for my CSS files. As simple as that. So let's quickly add a few things inside our style sheet very quickly. So this is my kind of a top level, you can say, CSS file. So I'm going to say font family is Montserrat. I'm going to say font style normal would do. I would definitely say box sizing, border box. I prefer this. Some people might not. But if you're following along, and this is not a CSS tutorial, so anyhow, you can just follow along for now. These are some very basic um, stylings. So I don't think you should have much difficulty understanding it. Uh, yeah, this is the one. Yeah, that's it. I think we don't really need a lot more things. And in our app, I'm going to create a simple stateless functional component. I'm going to name it app, and I'm going to return hi, or let's wrap it in a div actually. That would be better. So I am going to call this, wait, what happened? Yeah, okay. So let's create a div. I don't need a class name here. And I'm just going to add an h1 saying, hello, this is the base element. That's it. And now I'm going to use app instead of that constant h1 message. App. So what you see here is my text editor automatically imports the component. If yours did not, you need to manually add this import statement. And quickly here, I'm going to import my styles as well. Import app.css. That's it. And we are done. So if you see here, it changed the font style, it changed a few things here, which makes it look very good. So this was not at all anything related to our, you can say, React Spring library, which we are going to discuss today. This is not at all related to that. This was just some base setup that we had to do. And now let's jump on to our um, React Spring application, which is going to be super cool. Let's jump on to that. Where's my presentation? Here's my presentation. Cool. So what is React Spring? As I already told you, React Spring is a powerful library and a lightweight one as well for creating fluid interactive animations in React. It can also be used for a variety of effects from simple animation to complex interactions. You can check some sample examples on their website. Let's have a look at them just to show you how powerful this library really is. It's really powerful. Let's go to some examples. They must have some examples. I hope they do. Okay, so what happened? Mm, My Google Chrome crashed. Very interesting. So let's restore some pages. And we were able to restore the pages correctly. Cool. These things happen. It's okay when you open a lot of tabs. Cool. Anyways, so let's go back to this and let's see some examples. So yeah, where were we? We were trying to see some examples. Okay. There's no examples on the home page. Yeah, here. I think here are some examples. Let's open some random ones. Okay, not so many, just one. Let's have a look at it. So what's this one? I don't know. Will something happen when I click it? It's changing colors as soon as I hover on it. Oh no, as soon as I click somewhere, it changes colors. It does that very beautifully. So all these kind of interactions, after our videos will end, at least this one you'll be able to add it like within less than 1 minute or so. This is so simple. It's very easy. So that's what I was telling you. These things are very easy to with our this library that we have. Let's see another one, card stack. This looks interesting and this looks quite challenging as well. So I think I'll give you a challenge. After watching all of the videos in this playlist, try to build this one. Man, this looks really amazing. So where did that go? It went here. So this is also not very challenging. Real challenging thing would have been if it would have somehow disappeared without making this. And that would also be not very challenging. But anyhow, this looks good, right? Yeah, it looks really cool. So all of these things you can do with very few lines of code and you can do it very easily. That's what the whole point. So come on, let's come back to our presentation. And okay, you have already seen this. So okay, let me explain React Spring in some layman terms. So all you need to understand in React Spring is React Spring library is kind of a combination of two major things. The first thing is the animated element, What's the animated element? It's very simple. It's going to be some sort of a div or some other element, whichever you like, which you are going to animate. The only catch here is that you are going to import that element from the React Spring library. You can use it something like, I'll give you some examples, don't worry about it. And then there are the Spring values. What are the Spring values? It's a combination of two things again, the styles and the API. What are those? Let's have a look. So basically the Spring values allows us to define our animation. If you see here, these are these are some basic, very basic styles. Nothing else. If you see here, this from, it has three things: from object, to object, and a config object. So this form object is nothing but a set of styles. And those are the styles which you can use in your animated component. So this is the animated component that I was talking about. It's a okay, I'll come to it later on, but yeah, for now, let's focus on this one. From to, and you can also have a config, which can set the duration and a few other things. So you can set your CSS styles inside the from, inside the to. So this is a simple example. What it will does is it will make a kind of a circular object on the screen go from x equal to 0 to x equal to 200. That's it. Now, what is animated object? Animated object is an HOC, which, what's an HOC? I hope you know, it's a React based kind of a, you can say, it's a React concept. If you don't know, I'm going to tell it just now. But anyhow, for now, focus on this. So animated div is nothing but a simple element on which you can apply your style. That's it, as simple as that. Nothing else. Now, what's an HOC? HOC is a higher order component. What's that? It's basically a function which takes in a component and returns a new component. So a simple example, a higher order component is a function which takes in a wrapped component and it returns an enhanced component. That's it. So basically how you can use this HOC is you can use this animated to animate your own divs, your own lists, your own images, anything. Anything. You can wrap it inside an animated tag and it will get the animation. That's it. So simple, right? So yeah, that's pretty simple. And okay, so use transition is another hook which we are going to come on to in the next video. So for now, let's get some hands-on. Let's get some hands-on. Yes, definitely. Coming back to our React app. So it's still there. And now coming back to our what's called app.js. Cool. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to build a new component. Whenever I build some new components, I keep them in their own folder. So this is going to be just a playground sort of a thing, which we don't really need. If you want, you can code along. If you want to see, you can just see. I would definitely say code along. Let's keep the name as fun or something, right? Because I'm going to have fun with these simple things. So first component, I'm going to name it as useSpring dot JSX or JS, whatever you like. I like putting them as JSX. Um, so let's see. You can actually go through the documentation as well. It's a very simple. But for now, let's directly jump on to the useSpring. So just like useState and other hooks, useSpring is a hook, React hook, which is provided by this library. What it does is it's a very simple thing. Basically, you can use it to set some animations, right? You can use it to set some animations on your animated div. So the whole React Spring library is as simple as these things. The Spring values and the animated div. That's it. If you understand this, I'm telling you, you have understood everything. You don't need to understand anything else. That's so simple. You can set your styles using some hooks, and then you can actually set them on your div as using this animated div. So as I told you, animated is a higher order component, HOC. So as you see here, it is taking a text inside it and returning another component kind of thing. So yeah, uh, cool. So let's create a simple follow along. I would definitely say follow along. And you'll also have to import useSpring and animate it from React Spring. Now I'm going to create a stateless functional component, which I'm going to call, say, useSpring, right? Okay, useSpring. Perfect. What I'm going to do here is, let's say, let's add some div with a class name of fun. I don't need anything else. Or let's name it as play, whatever, it doesn't really matter, right? I'm so sorry. And let's have a h2, just a heading. I'm going to call it uSpring. And let's put a break tag here just for an empty line. And now comes our basic animation, animated component. But before having the animated component, we actually want to define our Spring values. How can we do that? Very, very simple. It's so simple. This whole library is so simple. You'll be amazed to know what all things you can do in seconds. Just seconds. I am not kidding. So let's say Spring is equal to use Spring. Cool. And here we just quickly set the styles. Actually the Spring values. So from, let's say, you can actually put any style you want, right? From to, and I'll just put a config. I like having config because I can set the duration. Some people don't have it. It's their choice. It's completely their choice. So that's it. So what you see here is nothing but from, as I told you, just listen very, very carefully. If you understand this, you have understood the whole library. You don't need to understand anything else. So it just has a from value, which has some set of styles. It has a to value, which has another set of styles. That's it. And you can quickly set these styles inside your animated. You cannot set them in any other component. You'll have to set them in your animated object, right? That is very, very, very essential to understand. So I'm going to have animated.div. And inside this, I really don't need anything else for now. I could have added a lot of things, but for now, I don't need it. So I'm just going to make it a self-enclosing element, whatever it's called. And I'm going to put a style. Now, what values I'm going to add in the styles? This spring. That's it. It's a style actually, nothing else. You see, these are the styles. So what I'm going to add here is actually I'm going to set some more styles as well. So I could have directly entered spring. That's it. But I actually need to enter some more styles as well. So I'm going to add. So first of all, I'm going to uh, add everything from our spring object, right? Opacity and all these things. And apart from that, I want to add a width of 100 pixels, a height of 100 pixels, and a background color of, I don't know, whatever background do we need. Let's keep it red for now. It sounds simple enough. And a border radius of 50%. That's it. Let's see the result. Cool. So in our app.jsx, instead of hello, I'm going to delete it. I'm going to import our use Spring component. Once again, I'm very thankful to my text editor. It automatically imports whatever I need to do. For you, it might not. So you need to first import it from fun/use Spring, and then you do this. Now let's go back to our, where did that go? This React application. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this and this, and I'm going to do it something like this. Perfect. Let's, should we do something else as well? Should we put some margins? Yeah, let's put some margin left, I guess, of some 50 pixels or just 5 pixels at least, so that it's not directly at the boundary, right? Cool. So if I refresh this page, you see this beautiful little animation? It's so cool. You can do anything, right? From x equal to 0 to kind of x equal to 500. You can add all sorts of styles. Let's start. See? It goes from here to here. How beautifully. If I have to reduce the speed, I can increase the milliseconds. If I have to make it more instantaneous, I can actually make it 200 milliseconds. It's fine. See how fast it was. Let's keep it 1 second for now. Cool. So that was, I think, a good introduction about our first hook, useSpring hook. Now, what I want you to do is, I want you to have I'm giving you a challenge. So your first challenge for this app, for this learning video, I'm going to give a lot of challenges in between, by the way, in all of my videos, in all of my upcoming tutorials, because see, you have to understand that you can watch the tutorials all the day and follow them all the day. But unless and until you try out some things on your own, you are not going to learn things. And it's okay if you are not able to make it. It's okay if you're able to, if you fail. It's fine. The only thing not fine is not trying. So I'm going to give you some challenges in all my videos. So be ready for them. And I'm going to have solution for all of them. So don't worry. If you're not able to make it on yourself, make it on your own, I'm going to help you with that. So your challenge is that do something that, so as soon as I hover on top of this red circle, it starts moving towards the right. And as soon as I remove the mouse, it starts moving towards the left. This is your homework. I hope you're having fun in this video, building it together with me. I am having a lot of fun. So, and if you're having fun, do like this video, do comment, and please share it with your friends as well. And whatever you're learning, just take a screenshot, share it on LinkedIn. Uh, this will help people know that you are learning something. And this will help me as well. I won't lie, because I have a very small YouTube channel, right? There's hardly 10,000 subscribers, very less views and all. So your support matters a lot. It truly, truly matters a lot. So I would be very grateful if you can support me, and you can share some good words about my tutorials on LinkedIn, so that other people are also motivated to watch about that. But it's your wish. I can't force you. If you like this video, do do, do that. Anyhow, see you in the next video. Don't forget about the challenge. Next video will be the solution to that challenge. See you. Bye bye.